Did Kairi Sane just drop a huge hint that she could be heading to AEW? After becoming a free agent, Kairi updated her Instagram and revealed that Barry Bloom is now her manager. That's interesting because Bloom has helped several major names join AEW and currently represents stars like Kenny Omega, the Young Bucks, Chris Jericho, Will Ospreay, Hook, Josh Alexander, and Jim Ross.
So guys, former WWE stars officially free agents after 90-day compete expires, and it's gonna expire very soon. And at least 7 free agents are reportedly waiting on AEW. And the names are not officially confirmed on who they are, but the fact that at least 7 free agents are reportedly waiting to hear from AEW, that sounds massive. It sounds like Tony Khan is about to walk into the free agent market with a blank check and a shopping cart. But here's the problem. The report did not officially identify the 7 names, so tonight we are separating the confirmed part of the story from the fan fiction. We are gonna look at Kairi Sane, Aleister Black, Zelina Vega, Santos Escobar, Zoey Stark, the Motor City Machine Guns, and the Wyatt Sicks. Who actually solves a problem for AEW, who creates a roster clutter, and who sounds exciting until you remember that television time, money, injuries, and creative direction are not unlimited. Here's the clean version. Fightful reported that several former WWE talent has become officially free agents after their 90-day non-compete period expired. That name connected to the group includes Kairi Sane, Aleister Black, Zelina Vega, Santos Escobar, Zoey Stark, Alex Shelley, Chris Sabin, and members of the Wyatt Sicks. That is the real availability story. Then Wrestle Inc. reported that at least 7 free agents were waiting to be signed by AEW. But there's a follow-up that was reported also that said AEW sources did not confirm a specific list of the 7. The sources just acknowledged that several wrestlers could be waiting for an AEW opportunity. That's a very important distinction to make because a wrestler being available means they can negotiate. But it does not mean AEW has made an offer. It does not mean a deal is complete, and it doesn't mean anybody is guaranteed to debut at Redemption or even at All In. So let's go through who are the potentials and whether it'll work or not. And let's start with Kairi Sane. Fightful listed Kairi among the former WWE talent who become officially free after their 90-day non-compete clause expires. That confirms availability, though not AEW contract. From a wrestling perspective, Kairi makes immediate sense. She brings speed, drama, experience, and international credibility. She can work as a babyface, she can work as a heel, she can handle a championship program, a tag team story, or a major international match. Most importantly, she could give AEW's women's division some oxygen. But the adult question in this is, does AEW have a meaningful lane for her in the program? Because signing Kairi and giving her random matches with no emotional story, what would that be useful for? It would just be a waste. She needs a purpose, something WWE never gave her in the main roster. Maybe she becomes the experienced international wrestler testing AEW's younger talent. Maybe she enters a serious championship rivalry built around style and pride. But if the pitch is just Kairi is here, everybody cheer, that is not enough at all. Her name creates interest. The booking has to create the investment though, which a lot of things come at a miss at times with AEW. So when it comes to my verdict, Kairi is definitely a serious target if AEW has a clear women's division plan for her. Kairi Sane does not need AEW to prove she can wrestle. AEW needs to prove it has a story big enough for her. Next is Aleister Black. His appeal is obvious, as you can see. The entrance, the voice, the presence, the atmosphere. But Aura is not a booking plan. Not at all. No. Black's biggest challenge in AEW would be finding a lane that is bigger than simply being mysterious. Is he a singles main event threat? Is he a faction leader? Is he a supernatural character? Is he a technical striker? Or is he just the brooding third wheel who appears, says weird cryptic messages and disappears for 3 months? Because that is not really a strong character arc. There's been reports that Black and AEW might be finalized, that there's maybe a reunion, and there's also that there's no contract at this time. So at this point, any claim that he's already signed needs to be treated carefully because it's a hit or miss at this point. If AEW brings him in, he needs to have a mission, a target of some sort, maybe a title target, a philosophy, a rivalry that forces him to reveal what he actually wants as a wrestler. So for me, Aleister Black is a conditional signing, strong upside, but only if AEW has a defined destination for him. Aleister Black has never needed help creating an atmosphere. The question is whether AEW can create a destination for him or not. And obviously, if we're talking about Aleister Black, the next one obviously makes sense. The next one is Zelina Vega. She might be the most useful name in this entire conversation, surprisingly, and some people might have an issue with me saying that. She's not necessarily the biggest name, the most useful. Fightful even listed her as officially free, also as part of the 90-day expiration. Now, if you guys been paying attention to her career, she can wrestle. Zelina can wrestle. She can also speak very well. She can manage. She's managed before. She understands factions, character work, and how to make a segment feel important. That's important because AEW does not only need more wrestlers. It needs more people who can connect the pieces and even to the audience. Zelina could work in a women's championship story, manage a faction, lead a Latino focused group if we really want to go there, or help elevate another wrestler without disappearing into the background. But AEW has to sign Zelina Vega, not just somebody to stand besides another wrestler. She needs her own ambition as well, her own voice, her own reason for being there. She also has recognition beyond the hardcore wrestling audience through gaming, streaming, even acting now. She's doing some of that, and also her previous WWE presentations, especially the Puerto Rico one. That gives AEW a possible crossover opportunity. So for me, Zelina is honestly my number one utility signing because she can solve several problems at once in AEW. Zelina Vega, the value of Zelina Vega is not limited to what she does between the ropes. She can wrestle the entire segment of work. Now, another option, which will be probably another one that people may not agree with, is Santos Escobar. This is where fantasy booking has to meet a little bit of reality, though. His wrestling case is strong. Santos also can carry a faction. He has a natural connection to Lucha Libre. He can work as a singles wrestler, a heel, a babyface, or the central voice of a group. He can also help AEW connect with Latino wrestling fans in a meaningful way. But as of April, Santos required a second surgery following a complication connected to his triceps procedure that he had before that. So that creates another major question: when can he actually help AEW? There is a difference between signing someone for immediate television and signing someone as a future investment. If Santos is healthy, he could become a valuable faction leader. If he is still recovering, AEW must be patient. The worst move would be rushing him back simply because his number or his name is available. So for me, Santos is a strong long-term signing, but not necessarily an immediate television solution. Santos Escobar is a strong wrestling investment. He is not automatically an immediate television solution, though. Another one that not many people have been talking about recently is Zoey Starks. Zoey Starks is the upside play. She brings athleticism, aggression, and a style that can immediately raise the pace of a women's match. But athleticism without a character spine becomes a background noise, which was an issue with her in WWE. Stark has been away from WWE programming after a surgery that she had for suffering a knee injury back in 2025, and has recently been cleared to return but then she got released. That means AEW needs to understand her medical and physical position before rushing her into a major program, because she has to, I guess, get ready to wrestle again. I don't know if she's been training or all that, because as soon as she was cleared, she got let go. Hopefully she's doing some indie work. Now, is she angry potentially that she was overlooked? Yeah, probably. Is she trying to prove that she belongs on the top? Absolutely. Does she see friendship as weakness? We'll see, because the audience needs to understand the reason she is fighting now. Give her that, and Zoey can become a serious player in stories in WWE. Do not give her that and she becomes another talented wrestler waiting for a reason to matter kind of situation. So for me, high upside when it comes to her, but not a plug-and-play signing. Hopefully, we can see her in the future. Zoey Stark does not need to prove she can move. She needs a character that tells us why these movements are important and it matters. Let's go with Motor City Machine Guns. Alex Shelley and Chris Sabin. Fightful listed both men among the wrestlers. Again, that there are things about to expire with the 90-day. The case for Motor City Machine Guns is very simple. They have chemistry, they have history, they have match quality, and they can immediately raise the standard of a tag team division entirely. Now, there's been reports that they could eventually land in AEW, but also noting that AEW has previously made an offer to them before WWE matched it. So we don't have a current confirmation of their deal, but it does show that AEW has already seen their value in the past. Now, if AEW wants to reset its tag division around serious tag team wrestling, Motor City Machine Gun is one of the cleanest signings available. Now, if the tag division is only used for comedy and a faction overflow, then even Machine Guns could get lost. So for me, they're my number 2 signing. Motor City Machine Guns does not need a mythology package. Give them opponents, give them time, and let the wrestling sell their match and their voice. Lastly is the Wyatt Sicks. Probably are the biggest swing and the most complicated opportunity. Now, they are pretty much the largest group to be leaving the 90 days clause. They could be either signed as a group or it could be several contracts separately at different promotions. That's up to them. There's several creative decisions that can happen to all these people. Now, if they want to continue as a group, it could be a selling point because their visual identity is memorable, but it's probably blocked by WWE Creative because it's their property at this point. But they're all in all, if they can figure out another way around this presentation and make it their own, it could be strong. But AEW cannot simply import the group and expect the audience to do all the work. So what is the story? Is this still the Wyatt Sicks? Is it a new version? Does Uncle Howdy even lead, or do we have to label him as Uncle something else? Is even Nikki Cross going to become a character in this because she has her own thing going on in a different promotion? Does Joe Gacy break out on his own because he's talented as well? These are 5 different creative questions inside one faction. Then there's the production costs. If they were to do something similar to the Wyatt Sicks, you're talking about entrances, music, lighting, video package, and weekly story maintenance. This is an expensive magic trick, and it could be brilliant, but it could also become dramatic entrances followed by 10 minutes of people standing around with no real destination. For me, when it comes to the Wyatt Sicks, I don't think it's smart to sign them as a faction package unless AEW has a complete long-term plan for them. The Wyatt Sicks are not one free agent, they are 5 contracts and 1 expensive promise if you sign them up together. So let's go through all this again. Well, not all again, but so if money and television time are finite, AEW cannot sign everybody just because the names are available. My number 3 is Kairi Sane. She brings international credibility, match quality, and fresh oxygen to the women's division. That's one of my top 3 that I think they should sign. My number 2 is Motor City Machine Guns. They can immediately strengthen the tag division if AEW is serious about presenting tag team wrestling as their priority. And many people are going to hate, my number 1 is Zelina Vega. And maybe I'm biased because she's Puerto Rican, but she can wrestle, she can also manage, and she can speak. She can build a faction, she can do her own version of Don Callis if she's capable of doing it. She can help elevate another wrestler without becoming invisible. That is a value in her. Aleister Black is a strong conditional signing if AEW has the right story too. And Santos Escobar is a strong future signing if his recovery is complete. And Zoey Stark has a major upside, but needs a clear character work. And the Wyatt Sicks are a massive creative gamble. Now, it's going to be a creative gamble. Now, you guys tell me you rank your top 3 in this video, and let me know who you think will be the top 3 AEW signs first. And let me know also who solves the biggest problem for AEW if needed, who is being overhyped, and who would you refuse to sign if you were Tony Khan? Because the free agent wave is becoming real right now. But 7 people AEW has listed right now, but yet we have no confirmation. We have a lot of free agency out there, and we're going to see what happens. We're going to have an unfiltered shopping list, and we're going to see how happens at the end of the month in August. Maybe we'll find out by the end of August. But A fan theory is a fan theory for me. A report is a report. A contract's a contract. Anyway, drop your thoughts in the comments. Who you think will be the first free agents that AEW will sign into their promotion. And as always, if the T hit right, hit the like, subscribe, and I will see you on the next video.